Hi, everybody. I'm going to show you how to set up a um, digital engineering notebook. I realize that if you're full remote, you don't have a printer, you can't print out the rubrics and such, which is kind of a pain. So I'm going to show you how to make a digital engineering notebook. Okay, so we're going to go into drive.google.com. All right, I'm going to do a new Google Doc. All right, I'm going to call it Engineering Notebook 2020 2021. All right. I am going to put a header in here first of all. So elements the engineering notebook needs are signatures, needs your page numbers, needs dates, entries, and so on. So first thing I'm going to do is take care of page numbers. So I'm going to go insert page numbers. I want them to be in the upper right. All right, and I'm going to select this option because I'm going to make a cover sheet to this. All right, and then we'll see the page number on the next page when we get to it. So I am going to make a cover page. I'm going to put my cursor, center it. I'm going to increase the font. I'm going to make these pages kind of big. If anybody ever goes from full remote to in class, I will have you print your engineering notebook and put it into your paper notebook. And when we do that, we'll print 2 pages per sheet of paper and just cut them in half and tape them in. So we're going to make the font kind of big here. All right, 18-point font we're going to use for most of our stuff. So I'm going to call this Engineering Notebook, 2020 through 2021. I'll put my name in there in a second. Christian Brothers Academy, Syracuse, New York. Now, I should have had my kids in school do this as well. You put your name there, not mine. I should have had them do a nice cover sheet on the inside of their notebook. But anyway, let's pick a font here. I guess I'll do Times New Roman. It's kind of the standard science publication font. All right, so I'm going to go to the next page here. Oh, hit return. And then yes, I'm putting the page number in the outside upper corner. So I'm going to go into there right now, into the header. All right. Oop. And I'm going to increase the size to 18. All right, and that'll replicate on all later pages. Actually, I should probably change the font as well to Times New Roman. I guess I need to highlight it. Then change that Times New Roman. All right, so now on this page, this is what your table of contents would be, right? So table of contents. All right, underline this. And then here, I'm just going to make a list of the projects. So I'm still centered justification. I'll do that for my table of contents. So this will be logo project. All right, and then I'm going to just make a bunch of periods here until it gets over to the right somewhere. And I'm going to do page 2. And I'll say 2 through, and then I'll leave it blank because you don't know how many pages it's going to be yet. All right, so I'm going to go down to the next page. All right, I'm going to hit return. Give me the next page. Now, later on, when you add more stuff to your table of contents, it's going to shift your stuff down. Just have to back it back up. All right, so page 2. We have some stuff we got to put in the engineering notebook, okay? Design brief, the rubric, the instructions. So how the heck are you going to do that? Well, I'll show you right now. We're going to go over to MyCBA, okay? The beauty is the design brief, you're just going to type it in. But the rubric, so topics, logo, here's the handout on the rubric. So I'm going to click the handout here. All right, here it is. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. so I can see the whole thing. All right. And I'm going to do a screenshot here. And actually, what's cool here is it's going to be pretty simple. I'm going to get it kind of centered so I can see the whole thing. Maybe zoom out a little more. Maybe maximize my window here. There we go. So I'm going to go down here. I'm going to type snip. Snip and sketch or snipping tool. They say snipping tool is going to disappear. So let's see what this snip and sketch thing looks like. All right. Take a new snip. Looks pretty easy so far. I'm just going to highlight what I want to snip. Okay. It's doing something. Processing it. I think all I want to do is copy it. So I'm going to hit copy. I'm going to go over my engineering notebook here, and I'm going to right click and paste. And look, there it is. Awesome. There's our instructions. All right. So then at the bottom of this, all right, let me hit enter. I'm going to just put my name in here. And this is going to be like your signature. And put a date on it for me, okay? Now, it doesn't need to be all caps. That's aggressive. 10/16/2020. That's like your signed page, okay? So then you're on to your next page. Okay? So the rubric. Let me go back to here. Logo project rubric. All right, I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to do another snip and sketch tool. Look, it's still open. I'm going to go new. Just going to highlight this. And when I grade your project, I'll fill in the points there, but I guess I can't really do that. I hit copy. Go back to my virtual engineering notebook here. I guess it's up there. All right. I'm going to paste it in. There's my rubric. Now we got some extra space here. I'm just going to put my name right in the middle of this area. I'm going to put today's date, 10/16/20. All right. So it's really actually looking a lot like the real engineering notebook, and in some ways it might look a little nicer. Next thing, design brief. All right. So the design brief. I'm going to go back to left justify now. Okay. So the design brief is something you have to write. All right. So you can see what's supposed to go in the design brief. If you go back to the main bulletin board of the course, there's a design brief template here. You can take a look at that. Designer, problem statement, design statement, constraints. Designer, obviously, that's you. So really, we just need the problem statement, the design statement, and the constraints. All right. So I'm gonna take a. I'm gonna. I guess I'll just leave it. Minimize. The problem statement is the task here. 3D model and print a logo, a brand, team, band, etc. So design brief. All right. So I'm gonna hit return, but I'm gonna hit tab. I'm gonna hit tab to indent this part. So this is the problem statement. And then I'm basically just copying what's up here. 3D model and print a logo of a 3D model and print a logo of a band, sports team, or brand. All right, something like that. And here, I want that to be indented too, underneath. And what you can do is you click in front of the B, and you go up here to this arrow and you drag it over. It shifts everything. So I just end up shifting it all back too, and move that around. So I'm going to make the design brief bold. Maybe I'll underline the problem statement. So I did Control B, Control U. I don't know. The design statement is a little different. This is what you plan on doing. Okay, so Control U for underline. undo it then though. I am going to 3D model and print a Autodesk logo, right? Because that's what I did in my video, I suppose. I don't want that part underlined, undo that, okay. And the last thing are the constraints. All right, so constraints are these things here. Build plate, area, thickness, must be traced, be one piece, 3 different extrusion levels to add depth to the model, so 3 different heights to make it detailed, and so on. So you're just going to list those in there. You get to the bottom, all right, let's say you listed those. Probably not going to add anything else to this page. I'll go back to center, Griffin, Harmon, 10, 16, 20, 20. All right. Maybe I don't want that underlined. Control U. All right. So I'm on to the next page. Now it's kind of like your daily notes, right? Like, let's say you want to do a design sketch, which you probably should kind of plan it out, right? So if I was going to sit down, I would take a piece of paper. I'm just going to draw on this paper really quick, then I'll put it in here. Design sketch, right? So I've got that A shape. I don't really remember what it looks like, but I'm just kind of drawing it out on the paper here. I'm going to say, okay, kind of sketch it out, put some rough dimensions on it, like, okay, that's going to be 3 inches diameter. Then I'm going to kind of just make some notes on, like, you know, I'm just drawing some basic notes here, and you'll see what this looks like in a second. 0.4 inches. You kind of plan out how big you're going to make things. So, you know, when you sit down to actually do it, we can see, you know what you're doing. You got a good plan in your head. The best designs are always the ones where you get a really good vision of it in your head first, then you figure out how to make it happen. So I just did this drawing here, right? So now I'm going to take my phone here. I'm going to take a quick picture of it with my phone. All right, cool. I'm gonna crop it down right on my phone. I'm just gonna crop it down. You know, you edit it. I'm sure you guys know how to do that. Master meme makers nowadays. So I'm gonna crop it down. I'm always cropping stuff down. I have 2 brothers-in-law, and we like to rip on each other for various reasons, and we're always making memes of each other. Oh, it's good fun. So I'm just cropping this image down, save it, save it. I guess I would like to rotate it, but I guess I can do that some other time. So now I'm going to upload it to Drive. I'm going to share it. You guys know how to do that. Save it right to Google Drive, right in my school Google Drive folder. All right, check. Should be there. Now I'm going to insert an image from Drive. All right, recent files. There it is. Look, it showed up right there. I'm going to insert it. Now it's huge, right? Because it's my cell phone camera, which is high resolution. So we gotta shrink it down. Now, one thing, guys, when you shrink pictures down, you want to maintain the aspect ratio. If you grab the corner, it does that. If you grab the sides, though, it crushes it, right? So you want, when you resize a photo, you want to grab the corner, you'll hold down Shift if you're not sure if it's gonna. So I'm gonna hold down Shift. I'm gonna drag it. Now I do want to rotate it. So I wonder if it'll let me do that or not. Image options, size and rotation, 90 degrees. Yeah, okay. There we go. Cool. And now I can make it a little bigger. You know. Now this is what you got to do here. You should put a date underneath this, right? You know, or maybe above it. You know, oops. I want to move this down a little bit. Now the wrapping here, inline, wrap text. I like to just go inline typically in the document like this. Just leave it in line. You can use the arrow keys. If I put my cursor in front of it and hit return, it'll give me some space above it. So I'll do planning sketch. And then you should put the date of when you did stuff, because that's one of the options. One of the things you're supposed to do for your notebook is dates you do stuff. So there's your planning sketch. Now, let's say you went through, you 3D modeled it, you've taken daily notes, right? Like daily notes. I would probably indent these to the left, your daily notes. So like, let's say tomorrow I came in, 2020, started the sketch in my 3D model. And then if you did it all in one day, if you're catching up, you just literally tell me everything you did. So your daily notes, that's what you're doing. And what's nice about this is now, actually, this really can kind of change the way that we do engineering, right? Remotely. You don't have to maybe now upload stuff to your Google Drive folder. You can just put it in your notebook as we go, the screenshots and pictures and stuff. Let's say you got, started my 3D sketch of my model. Let's say the next day, 10/19/2020. Like, let's say you didn't really have anything started to sketch in my 3D model. Completed my extrusions. One thing you should do is if you change your design, right? Like I drew a circle around this, changed the outline of my model from a circle to a more form-fitting shape, which is, I actually did that. All right. So then 10/20/2020 sent the exported my .stl file and completed my mechanical drawing. All right, Mr. Harmon will print my design and get me a picture of it. All right, something like that, And then let's say you finish your mechanical drawing, right? So I want to put my mechanical drawing here, but I don't have enough space in here. Well, I'm going to sign the page. Griffin. Maybe that's what you should do. I like that idea. Make it all caps. Griffin Harmon 10/16/2020. Well, actually, I guess I'd have to say this is 10/20/2020. All right. So that's what we're doing, and I'll share this file with you so you can view it, and you can make a copy of it. You should try to replicate it from scratch though, because it's good to know how to make headers, and so on. Now let's say, okay, so let's say I got it printed out. I didn't print this one, so it's going to look a little bit different. Notice the page numbers are still going. All right, this is a long video. I apologize, but it's really going to help you, I think, in terms of how I want you to do this engineering notebook. So let's say you get a nice picture of your model, nice cell phone. My lens is dirty here. It's kind of blurry. I just touched it. Okay, let's say take a picture. Now this isn't going to be the one I actually made, but it's going to be one. So I just took a picture of it. I'm going to upload that to Google Drive. So you click the three little dots, save the drive. You should have a Drive app on your phone. Everybody should install a Google Drive app on your phone. Hit save. All right. I'm going to insert another image from Drive. Recent. Okay, I'm going to close this, try again. All right. Sorry. I don't know why it's not going yet. Did I just do it? There it is. All right, so there it is. That's the one I want. Can I double click it? Yeah, but it's big, so I'm going to shrink it down a little bit. Looks good. I like it. All right. Is it centered? Something's weird. It's in line, but it seems to be shifted to the right a bit. Oh, I guess it's this indentation thing I got going here. Move that back. All right, that looks good. All right. You'd say something up here. You could say something, you know. Maybe indenting it was not a good idea back in that other section. Say, okay, picture of finished print. You know, maybe they get that to you a couple days from now. All right. And then you probably should say something after this, like, you know, print looks great. Put the date. Anytime you write something, you got to put the date. That's one of the key things of Engineering Notebook. It looks great. Mr. Harmon used the alt, and I'll tell you this, Maker, I'll tell you this, what printer I used with purple PLA at a high quality setting with no special. Sometimes we alter some of the settings. I'll say no special modifications. Special modifications. Your mechanical drawing now would be the last thing you'd have to put in here. And you know, we're going to run out of room here. So this document is going to end up getting kind of big, but that's kind of the point. You should use the space. So now I'm going to assign this page, right? Griffin Harmon. All right, 10/16. How you doing? 2020. All right, go to the next page. All right, so back to this screen. Again, you can use that snip tool. I still have it open. New. A new one. Snipped it. Wait for it. Copy. Go back to your thing here. Paste it in. Looks good. All right. Hit return. Click here. All right. 10 slash. I'm just going to pretend it's that next day. All right. And that's pretty much it, right? That's basically what I expect in your engineering notebook. Probably some more daily notes in there, right? So we basically have now a digital engineering notebook, and that might be the way to go if you don't have a printer at home. So you have to learn how to use that snipping tool, how to upload pictures from your phone to Google Drive and put them in here. But that's all good stuff to know how to do, you know. So I can help you through that, and you can make something that looks nice. You can be creative and have fun. All right, long video. Watch it on double speed. Anyways, thanks a lot. Have a good